In
The
the bustling
Betrayal and
heart
Karma.
of a vibrant city where lives intersect and destinies intertwine, an unexpected act of kindness sets the stage for a dramatic tale of love, betrayal, and redemption. This is the story of Hussein, a compassionate and generous man, and ASHA, a woman struggling to survive in a harsh world. In a bustling marketplace, Hussein's strolling through the crowded stalls, greeting familiar faces. He was a kind and generous man, always ready to help those in need. As he turned a corner, his eyes fell on a young woman sitting on the ground, holding a sign that read, "Anything helps. God bless you." Her clothes were tattered, and her eyes reflected a deep sorrow. Hussein's heart ached at the sight. Approaching her, he asked gently, "How are you doing? Do you have any family?" The woman, ASHA, looked up, her eyes filled with a mix of hope and despair. "No, I have no one," she replied softly. Hussein, moved by her plight, offered, "Would you like to come live with me until you get back on your feet?" ASHA hesitated for a moment, then nodded, grateful for his kindness. "Thank you," she whispered. Hussein helped her to her feet, and they walked home together. Over the next few months, ASHA settled into Hussein's home. He provided her with food, clothes, and a sense of security she had longed for. Their bond grew stronger, and they found comfort in each other's company. One evening, as they sat together after dinner, Hussein proposed an idea that had been on his mind. "ASHA," he began, "I've grown very fond of you. Would you consider marrying me?" Tears welled up in ASHA's eyes, and she nodded. "Yes, Hussein, I would be honored." They married soon after, and Hussein introduced ASHA to a luxurious lifestyle she had never imagined. However, beneath her gratitude, ASHA harbored ambitions that would soon lead to betrayal. In a grand mansion illuminated by a dazzling chandelier, ASHA sat at the head of a long dining table. Her elegant gown shimmered under the soft light as she sipped her orange juice. Across from her sat Hussein, looking at her with a blend of love and concern. "Is everything all right?" Hussein asked, noticing ASHA's distance. ASHA smiled faintly, concealing her true thoughts. "I've been thinking about our future and how to secure our assets," she replied. "How do you plan to do that?" Hussein inquired. "I spoke with a lawyer who suggested transferring the estate to my name for tax benefits," ASHA said. Hussein, ever trusting, agreed without hesitation. In a sterile office, Hussein signed the documents while ASHA watched intently. The lawyer, a co-conspirator in ASHA's scheme, nodded approvingly. "Congratulations, Mrs. ASHA. The estate is now in your name." "Thank you," ASHA replied, her smile cold and calculating. Later that night, Hussein returned home, weary from a long day. ASHA stood by the fireplace, her expression hard and unforgiving. Hussein noticed suitcases by the door and, confused, asked, "What's going on?" "We need to talk," ASHA said flatly. "You're leaving. The house is mine now." Stunned and heartbroken, Hussein asked, "What do you mean?" "I used you to get what I wanted. Now you must leave," ASHA stated coldly. Devastated, Hussein slowly walked out, taking one last look at the woman he once loved. Months passed, and Hussein, now living modestly, found solace in volunteering at a soup kitchen. He was respected and cherished by the community, finding a new sense of purpose. His kindness and generosity earned him the love and respect of those he helped, and he began to rebuild his life, one small act of kindness at a time. Meanwhile, ASHA, surrounded by luxury but engulfed in loneliness, stared at her reflection in a gilded mirror. Her phone rang, shattering the silence with grim news. Her lawyer informed her that the investment she made had failed, leaving her bankrupt. Shocked and desperate, ASHA pleaded with a banker for assistance, but her efforts were in vain. "Your accounts are empty," the banker said. "There's nothing we can do." Homeless and destitute, ASHA went to Hussein's, knocked on door. He opened it, surprise and calmness mingling in his eyes. Teary-eyed, ASHA admitted, "I lost everything. Please, forgive me." Hussein looked at her with a mix of pity and resolve. "I forgave you a long time ago, but I've moved on. I suggest you do the same." He gently but firmly closed the door, leaving ASHA standing there, realizing the true cost of her betrayal. Over the following weeks, ASHA found herself living on the streets, struggling to survive. The harsh reality of her situation began to weigh heavily on her, and she reflected on her past actions. Desperate and broken, she decided to seek redemption. ASHA started volunteering at the same soup kitchen where Hussein worked, hoping to make amends. At first, Hussein was wary of her presence, but he soon saw that she was genuinely remorseful. Slowly, he began to acknowledge her efforts. The other volunteers and those they helped were initially skeptical of ASHA, but her dedication and hard work gradually earned their trust. Thank you for watching the part 1 of the story of Hussein and ASHA, the betrayal and karma story that had the unexpected ending. Please subscribe to our channel for part 2. Now, if you were Hussein, what would your reaction be? Please leave your answer in the comments section below.